Hello everybody. The Mae Hong Son Loop is Thailand's famous and fabulous adventure for sport bikers, cruisers, scooters, and bicycles. Recognized worldwide as one of the top free runs on Earth, people come from all over the globe to have this experience in northwest Thailand. Doing a comprehensive video of the scores of temples, hundreds of restaurants and bars, dozens of waterfalls, lakes, street food, campgrounds, coffee shops, tribal villages, trinket shops, rivers, national parks, walking streets, night markets, tattoo shops, petting zoos, and gorgeous scenery would require hours of videos to even scratch the surface of the opportunities for unique adventure. The actual area inside the Mae Hong Son Loop is about 15,000 square miles. There's other excellent loop runs around Chiang Mai, and every side road off the entire Mae Hong Son Loop is a separate adventure. From downtown Chiang Mai, one can take the 108 highway off the South City Wall. I take Canal Road 3035 because it has less traffic and much better views. Fuel shouldn't be a problem, but for scooters with small fuel tanks, start looking for fuel at half a tank. Rural fuel stops may look different than you expect, but they're all out there.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
The first opportunity for a big side trip is Doi Inthanon Park, a 200 square mile wonderland. They have 6 of everything, and one could spend a month there and not see it all. Keep an eye on cloud cover. If Doi Inthanon is covered with clouds, only the lower 3 waterfalls may merit a visit. You can return to the Mae Hong Son Loop by taking the side road 50 feet past checkpoint number 1. Doi Inthanon is Thailand's tallest mountain. It can be 100 in Chiang Mai and 55 on top of Inthanon. Hoodies are very handy. Surrounded by acres of gardens, the king and queen's chetties, or stupas, they're not pagodas, are almost to the mountaintop. Stunning and well-maintained, they're a must-see, located on top of twin peaks with their parking lot in between them. Doi Inthanon is the only place frost forms in Thailand, and people travel there to take pictures of frost. If you miss Inthanon, south of Hot is Mount Turtle Lake, Doi Tao, another quality side trip. This is the north of the lake. Camping and park facilities are located south of here. When one returns to the Mae Hong Son Loop, Mae La Noi flows beside the roadway. There is some access to the river along the way, and during the dry season, huge rocks allow picnickers to dine in the river. The river has canyons and wide spots, but veers north well before Mae Siriang. The drum clip is in the rainy season. The canyon shot was dry season. There are some nice picnic areas, roadside and riverside, with seasonal vendors. This is where the vendors and picnic rocks are during the dry season.
I thought it was your drone you had with you.
I got it.
Oh, you got it? Oh, you got the other one.
Yeah.
You rarely see Thai cops on the road. They just don't do it. Except at checkpoints and in groups is when you're going to see them. When you arrive at Mae Siriang to turn north, there may be a traffic checkpoint. You can go straight across the intersection and get around it pretty easily. And if you have a helmet and an international driver's license, you're okay. You'll just let you go right on through. Actually, the road south to Mae Sot is also excellent as far as curves and riding goes, and there's some great views of the river and across into Myanmar as you get on down south toward Mae Sot. I will warn you that Mae Sot is the most boring town in Thailand. So what's the deal with checkpoints, you ask? There are two basic types of checkpoints. City checkpoints are mainly interested in your driver's license, your helmet being worn, and if you have a current tax decal occasionally. The rural checkpoints focuses on immigration smugglers, and they are well armed. I always lift my visor so they can see I'm a Western person, and usually I am waved through without having to stop. The cops are willing to take a joke with you, and the captain at Changdao checkpoint once told me he wanted my GoPro, and I told him I'd trade it for a very attractive female checkpoint cop. He burst out laughing. He translated for the other cops, and they burst out laughing, and when I rolled out of there were 8 cops laughing their asses off. A smile and a good attitude goes a long way with Thai cops. Never argue or wave your arms. Be cool, or you will regret it. Between Mae Seriang and Kunyon,
Well, that's the Mae Hong Son Airport with the temple next door. Well, after our police escort got through with us, this is where we ended up. This is one of the centerpieces of town, and that's Wat Chong Klang to our right. Now the sun's gone down a little bit, and you can get a better look at the temple. And the mountains to the east. This is a walking street. They're just getting set up. It's just before 5 in the evening. Those are asparagus beans. Pretty car. This looks like sweet stuff. Different stuff, yeah. Yeah, these are wraps. They're pretty tasty. Well, the rain is lightened up. I'm not at the top. Only the brave few are going up there.
I'm at a Shan restaurant to have Shan style noodles and a tea leaf salad. Both delicious, and of course, I need a bit of vitamin B. The tea leaf salad is described as a Shan classic dish by Lonely Planet travel site. Of course, there are some extra hot peppers on the table for more zing if you want it. Please note, both of these dishes have crushed peanuts in case you're allergic to peanuts. You should know. The noodles have mixed veggies and ground pork too. This is something a lot of people have trouble with when they come to Thailand. Thailand will make a curve that increases elevation or decreases elevation substantially more than the road statutes allow in the States. So what you come up with is, this is a hard climb, and if you choke down, you're gonna fall in that ditch on the other side of the road if you're on a motorcycle.
agricultural burning that's given us our lovely haze. Now, with no reservation, I would say this is a dangerous site. There are no guardrails or any of the stuff that protect people from themselves. And it's quite a drop here. I'd say right here looks like close to 100 feet to me. And it's at least as much off the other side. This is looking down toward Pi. And each of these little runs out have a different view of the valley. And this is very popular at sundown. And if you can see down into the woods, I can't tell if you can or not with the light in our faces, but there's some bridges and some more stuff on down into the valley. But this is the peak, and I'm going to walk over here because I want you to see this. This is the place where you could just have a terrible accident if you're not sure-footed and if you don't have the proper shoes. Now I'm just going to show you this for a safety concern. You've got to negotiate stuff like this, and this is the dry season, so it's slippery. And each one of these bears its own danger points. But this is the Pi Canyon, and we're going to head on down toward Pi now, which you can see a few little pieces of it. Most of it is back in that direction. The rivers, several rivers flow through Pi, including the Pi River. This time of year, they are very much going into the dry season. What do you call it?
Heading east from Mae Hong Son, the next 120 miles have the greatest concentration of curves. You don't have to be Valentino Rossi to ride it, and you will see people who have never ridden before on the trip. Pai and Mae Hong Son are susceptible to morning and sometimes evening fog. Mae Hong Son's elevation is only 860 feet above sea level. That's lower than Chiang Mai at 1,000 feet above sea level. Pai is about 1,600 feet elevation, and both towns are in valleys that trap clouds. The towns are small, with populations of 2,500 for Pai and 6,000 for Mae Hong Son. Pai has been described as an old hippie enclave, and both towns have a laid-back charm about them. One will occasionally see sport bikes with racing slicks in the dry season.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
So nice. With all his folded, clean clothes.
That's what I had for dinner.
Yesterday. I arrived yesterday.
He's the dude in Doctor.
What do you car? Ni hao. First stop on the trip to Pai. I've had too much coffee, but everybody else wants some. You don't need any of that.
Would it spend more on a wardrobe? You're 100% correct, mate.
We're just discussing Elton John's wardrobe as opposed to Tina Turner's wardrobe.
Camera shy? Thanks.
Unless you choose to travel on a major Thai holiday, accommodations are plentiful and range from campgrounds to nice hotels, from woven straw to brick and mortar. This is a mom and pop style campground on Highway 1095. In my experience and my half dozen regular riding buddies' experience, friends are easy to find. Elephants come in 3 basic flavors. Wild elephants are very dangerous and should be avoided. Anything from a barking dog to a loud motorcycle can enrage them. A wild elephant can flatten a Mercedes just like a junkyard car crusher. Working elephants often are used in logging and often join elephant camps for rehabilitation after injury. The elephants you see interacting with tourists are born and raised around humans. You may notice the pooper scooper team top left. That may or may not affect your thoughts about swimming at the Mae Hong waterfall, which is a mile downstream. Let's take a look at the elephant show. Hi, Mom. My friend Larry comes over from the States to ride motorcycles every 2 years. Kick is a licensed tour guide with a nice auto and a great air conditioning. Tour guides go to school to be licensed. Kick knows where everything is and all about it, and where the iconic shots are set up. Having a guide for a photo day will increase your productivity 1,000% or more. Kick's email is in the video description. Did I mention she knows where all the great restaurants are too? Some folks are distressed by the chains on some elephants. Elephants have urges and they're not modest. Asian elephants have smaller ears than their African cousins, and only males have tusks in Asia. The elephant camp has been open for 68 years and has over 70 elephants who live 60 to 80 years in captivity. We're almost finished, but the Mae Rim area and the Mae Hong Valley has a concentration of attractions, more than enough to spend an entire day in, and it's so close to Chiang Mai it makes a great day trip or side trip. The map details just some of the many attractions in the Mae Hong River Valley. Appreciate you watching. Hello viewers, this is Bob, and I want to give you a heads up. We're changing our name of our channel to Topics from the Tropics before December. Our content will remain the same, and subscribers will still be notified when we post new videos. We hope the new name does a better job of telling what we're all about. As always, your comments are welcome. Thanks for your support.